Welcome to the ACP Culinary Center. I'm Chef Tony Aguiar, and today we're going to be talking about installing the new Teflon liners, the TL10s. Now there are 5 different pieces that you will get in your kit: the front, sides, back, and the front door. And really the only thing that's required to install the liners is that you remove your shelf and make sure that the oven is clean. So again, you remove the oven shelf. The oven must be clean of any grease or any residue that is left behind, just for the proper adhesion of the liners. If the oven is not really clean, then you're not going to get a good adhesion, and the liners might not last as long. Now, one of the things that I really recommend that you do before you start is to try every single liner, kind of do a dry run to make sure that they fit in the location that they're going to fit at. If you look at the side liners, they have 2 different sides and the holes for the studs coming out of the oven where the shelf goes. Now the front side is going to be the side that's cut with a 45-degree angle, and that is the side that is going to be towards the front. So before we do anything, we just want to make sure that that is the right side for it. And the 45-degree cut, if you make sure that it comes right up against the front lip, the 45-degree angle on the oven, then there won't be there could be a little overlap if the liner does not come up to the front. So make sure that that lines up properly. Same thing with the left side, or the right side of the oven, is you have a 45-degree angle, and this one would go on this side of the oven. Now, the liner on the bottom is labeled front. This side, you need to make sure that this side is the one that's facing front. So you lift the serpentine coils and you put that liner on the bottom. And if you can see that the little feet on the serpentine coil actually fall into between those little holes on a liner. If you do not do that, and do not put the front side towards the front, then the feet on the liner will not sit properly on into those holes, and you could get little burn marks on the bottom on the Teflon liner. So just make sure that the front is facing front, and you'll be good to go. Now, what I do recommend is that you use the first piece that you do is the door of the oven. Now, this will at least give you a little bit of practice on how to install the liners and for the other pieces that you will do. Now, when installing the liners, I recommend using a flat, just a plastic scraper with a flat edge, and this will just make it easier for you to feather out the liner as you're installing it. Now, to get going, all you need to do is to separate the yellow backing from the actual liner. So if you start at the corner and just peel back maybe an inch or so of the yellow backing, we are going to start in the corner and line the liner up and just press down the edges. Then we're going to take our scraper. You can use one hand to pull away the yellow backing, and use the scraper to smooth out the liner as you pull it away. Now, you want to minimize the number of air bubbles that you would in your installation, just for better contact and adhesion of your liner in your oven, prolonging the life of your liner. So again, 2 things: making sure that the oven is clean and free of any grease and residue in the oven, and try and minimize the number of air bubbles while you're installing the liner. As you can see, this is fairly easy to install. And there you go. If you do not have a plastic scraper, you can also just use your hand. As you're pulling the backing away, you can use your hand to smooth it out and to get an even flat surface. Now, if you have liners already in your oven and you're going to have the glue residue that's in there, you can use a metal scraper like this to get off the adhesive before you install your new liners. Again, make sure that your liners, your oven is free of grease and any kind of residue, and you can use a metal scraper to get away the adhesive from your previous liners. Do not use the metal scraper as any other time on the ceramic white plates, but only on the metal pieces to get the adhesive off your oven. So this is really all that there is on installing the new liners, the TL10s. If you have any questions when installing liners, please feel free to call the Culinary Center. We'll be more than happy to help you out. I'm Chef Tony Aguiar. Thank you for joining us.